Всем привет! I've got a question in the comments about dating in Russia, about the specific of Russian datings and some apps which exist in Russia nowadays. So I decided to tell about it. First of all, I have to tell that before sanctions and restrictions, there were Tinder and Badoo and all typical for Western countries apps, but then they left Russia. So nowadays we have our own apps. I never used them, but I even made a list because I don't remember all of them. Actually, I found just 4, which I think there are much more of these apps because nowadays the market is, how to say it? So Tinder left the market, Badoo left the market, so it became much more free, and you can create your own app, and maybe it goes viral. So why not? But the most popular, which existed even before these restrictions, the first one called Mamba, the second one called Love Planet, the third one called Ti Amo, and also the new one is VK dating, Vkontakte dating. Vkontakte is like a Russian Facebook, like analog, but now it became a bit different, and it tries to catch all the spheres, like create their own taxi, their own movies platform, and also dating platform. Actually, all these platforms work the same way as Tinder and Badoo worked, because I think this type of app is quite useful, quite workable, so why not? Why just not to use this algorithm? Also, there was Pure, and I guess Pure still exists in Russia, but so I guess that's maybe the only app which exists, I mean, the worldwide and in Russia too, but I'm not sure. And the interesting thing is that there was a period several months ago, maybe a year ago, yeah, I think a year ago, when LGBT community was totally forbidden in Russia, and people who are LGBT, they used Pure to date because Pure allowed to choose the partner of the same sex, for example, but later they changed the app, I mean the Russian part of the app, and now it's not allowed. So before Pure used to be for LGBT people, popular among LGBT people, but now it's not. I have no idea where they date now, how they find each other, because you can't do it officially. So, I mean, you can't just type in Google where LGBT people meet each other. I don't know, maybe you just need to know the places, just like personally, I don't know. So something like this. Actually, there is in the other stuff about dating apps, there is not so much difference. I can't tell you about my personal experience because I never used them. Maybe just for fun with my friends or something like this. I mean, I never used them really to date because I had my first relationships when I was 20 years old, and I'm still in this relationship, so for almost 10 years, so I never had an necessity to use them. But I can tell you about some differences during the date, and I think that the biggest difference I heard about, which can cause some conflicts or something like this, is that Russian women, and I guess the women from the neighborhood countries like Belarus and Ukraine, comparing with the Western world, they are still expecting the man to pay for them on the date. And nowadays men many of them don't really want to do this, and there are lots of fights in the internet where they fight discussing this topic. On the one hand, if we talk about my opinion, I would love my partner to pay for me, but I understand that men that doesn't mustn't pay for the stranger on the first date, because you don't even know if you like the person or not. You just meet each other, and I was thinking about that. What would I do if I used this app and we had a date? So we talked with someone, and I decided that I want to have a date, but I think I would just choose to walk together, not to go to the cafe, because actually I'm afraid, because also I'm afraid maybe he will poison my food or something like this. But no, mostly because I don't want to create this situation where he needs to pay for the stranger. So why not to go to some free place and to see, just to meet. But the problem is that the weather is often not really good for walking in my place of live, and in many places in Russia, if we're talking about north. So I don't really know, maybe there are some free places, some free museums or free galleries. Maybe we could work at some place like this. But yeah, this thing really exists. I don't know about Western women, how they do this, but I heard that they prefer to pay for themselves. In Russia, yes, it's also possible, but still many women are more likely to waiting that the man will pay for them. Some of them even wait that you will bring them some flowers or pay for their taxi, but I think that's not really normal. That's too much, and many people think that's not really normal. I think that's some special type of women. Many people complain that there are lots of unnormal people on in these dating apps, but I don't know. I think that's typical for many countries, but I heard that abroad it's better. I heard that in Russia there are really crazy people in these apps, but not all of them. But in my experience, yes, usually just people who can't build the relationships at all in real life, and they're really strange or something, yeah, they go to this app. So I don't know, but I believe that there are normal people there too, but maybe the percentage is much lower. Also, it's again, I don't know about the Western world, but it seems to me that in Russia, women, not all of them again, but mostly, they still have the stereotype when the man should create the initiative. So he have to suggest, to be the first who suggests everything, to write the first, and all that stuff. I used to think the same way when I was younger, and that's why I had many problems with this, and I still see the young girls who think like this and also have problems because they just waiting and waiting and waiting and nothing happens. And if I needed to build relationships right now, of course I would be much more initiative than I used to be, but that's still very typical for women in Russia, I can say, to wait some initiative from men, maybe suggesting where to go. So I guess that's the biggest difference I remembered. If you have any more questions, you can ask them and I'll try to answer you. Also, I'd like to tell you that I made a Pinterest profile where I publish some beautiful photos of Russia, and I have 0 subscribers there. So if you want to support me, you can follow me on Pinterest. I'll give you the link below the video. And also, for some actually pretty long time, I have a Telegram channel where I text, write the text, and also publish photos about my own experience of life in Russia. I love texting there actually, and today I saw that I texted a lot when I scrolled it, but there are just 9 subscribers there, and that makes me a bit not sad, but kills my enthusiasm. So if you want to support my Telegram channel, or if you just didn't know about it but you are interested in the topic, you also can subscribe. The link is also below the video. So thank you. I hope this video was interesting for you. So thank you for watching, and пока-пока.